after Joel's wedding here, it's a speech that I wrote and I'm gonna go over for you guys.
25.
It'll go by quick. Yeah, I have to. So what can you say about a humble man? A man who is now quickly rising to the very top of this profession, based solely on intelligence, grit, and the willpower to push on where others have fallen. A man who is beginning to distinguish himself at the very highest level amongst his peers and where none can say a bad word against him. But we're not here to talk about me. Unaccustomed to public speaking as I am, I was fairly nervous before this speech. Joel, sensing my anxiety and being the gracious host that he is, took me aside and said a few words of encouragement to help calm my nerves. He said, "Don't worry, man, everything will be fine." He told me as long as you do a really good job and I went easy on him, I could be the best man at his future weddings too. So about 3 weeks ago, I received a call from Joel asking me if I'd be willing to give a short toast at his wedding. I figured it'd be no problem. I could just quickly jot down a few nice things to say and ask them to raise their glass and then be finished. But then, late Wednesday night, Emily decided to give me a call and go over a few last-minute details for the wedding. She casually mentioned the fact that I was going to be the best man. Well, this was the first that I had heard of being the best man. Joel had somehow neglected to inform me of my upcoming responsibilities. I panicked as I realized that my 1 or 2 sentence speech had just turned into a 5-minute spiel. I frantically started searching the internet for the proper best man etiquette and came across a list of do's and don'ts, which rather quickly narrowed down my list of options. Don't mention ex-girlfriends. Don't swear. Don't tell rude jokes, which I have some of those. Don't tell lies, and I got plenty of those. And do tell mostly positive stories about the groom. I have none of those. So, where should I even start? I do happen to have a list. For starters, he's handsome, he's witty, he's intelligent, and Joel, I can't read the rest of that. So you'll have to help me out. No, seriously though, and more importantly, I would like to congratulate the happy couple, Joel and Emily. Any of us here like me who have been lucky enough to spend time in their company knows what a great couple they are together, perfectly complementing one another. When I first met Emily, my impression was of a beautiful, witty, charming, friendly, and thoughtful person. But she completely ruined that when she agreed to marry Joel. And speaking of Emily, I would like to say how beautiful she looks in that fantastic dress. And I know that Joel likes it too, because just a few minutes ago he told me how nicely it would blend with the kitchen when you got home. Joel truly is a lucky man. Emily is a wonderful girl, and she deserves a great husband. I'm just glad you married her before she had a chance to find one. But seriously, the guys here have asked me to thank you on their behalf for the great honor of at last getting to live out our lifelong dreams of dressing up in these designer slacks, cobalt blue ties, and white tennis shoes. This stylish and sleek outfit can finally be checked off our fashion must-wear. At this point, it's also customary for me to thank all the bridesmaids, all of whom look radiant. I think we would all agree. I did hear them arguing earlier, though, about which was going to be the first to dance with me. I'm not sure who wound up winning the debate, but I've got my eye on Justin over there. Dance floor here soon. I thought it would be best to ask around and see what some of Joel's friends and family would say about it. His colleagues described him as a nerd, but as my hearing is not all that great, there may have been a T in there somewhere that I missed. Some other words you could use to describe Joel are charming, intelligent, entertaining, but nobody said those words, so I'm not going to use them either. He was described as arrogant, conceited, insensitive, selfish, and let's face it, if anybody knows him, it would be his mother. And speaking of mom, she did inform me that the day her life changed was October 11th, 1976. See, that was the day that young Joel here was born. 13 full hours in labor, complete with utter agony for mom, and nothing has changed since. Joel, seeing how I embarked on this same journey just 2 short years ago, I would like to share some words of advice on marriage with you. Someone once said that marriage is a 50-50 partnership. But clearly, anyone that knows that doesn't know anything about women or attraction. To help the course of true love run smoothly, never forget these 4 very important words that you must say every day. Yes, dear, you're right. Also, it's very important to get along and speak often with your mother-in-law. I haven't spoken to mine in nearly 2 years. Not because I don't like her, but because I just want to interrupt her. Just listen to what she has to say and do whatever she tells you, all the while reciting those 4 words I mentioned before. Yes, dear, you're right. I'd like to finish by saying what a great honor it has been to be Joel's best man. I'm glad he has finally admitted that I am the better man. So, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me immense pleasure to invite you all to raise your glasses in a toast to Joel and Emily. We wish them well for the future, and may they enjoy a long and happy life together. I give you the new Mr. and Mrs. Joel Walker. Cheers.
Okay, Julia.